Hello everyone. So in part 1 of this topic, we already discussed the liability of the prisoner when he escapes by himself or herself. But what if there are other persons who helped him or her escape, like a public officer who has custody of that prisoner? Or what if the person who rendered assistance in his escape is a private individual or an individual who is not in charge of that prisoner? So what is the corresponding criminal liability? We will discuss that in this video. So let's review first part 1. Scenario number 1. Pedro was convicted by final judgment and sentenced to 8 years in jail. After 3 years inside, he escaped. What crime did Pedro commit? Pedro committed the crime of evasion of service of sentence under Article 157, evasion of service of sentence. Now take note, he must be a convict, which means that there must already be a final and executory judgment that he or she was found guilty of the crime charged. So dito, he was convicted by final judgment and sentenced to 8 years in jail. Only a convict can be held criminally liable for evasion of service of sentence. Now, scenario number 2. Pedro committed robbery, so he was arrested by the police and was detained in the police station. In the middle of the night, Pedro talked to the policeman on duty and told him that in exchange for letting him go, bibigyan niya yung policeman ng 100,000 pesos. Nag-agree yung policeman. The policeman helped Pedro escape. Now, did Pedro commit the crime of evasion of service of sentence? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Liable ba si Pedro for evasion of service of sentence? Take note, yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, kailangang convict siya. So, sa problem ba na to, sa scenario na to, was Pedro convicted by final judgment? Was he found guilty of the crime charged? Hindi pa, diba? So, kung babasahin nyo yung scenario number 2, Pedro committed robbery, so he was arrested. Kaka-aresto pa lang niya. And he was detained in the police station. So Pedro is a detention prisoner. So the answer here is no, because Pedro is not a convict. He is merely a detention prisoner. Next question. What crime was committed by the policeman in charge? So yung policeman na yun na nag-agree, natatanggap ng 100,000 pesos, in exchange, papakawalan niya si Pedro. Anong crime na nakumit niya? He committed the crime under Article 223, otherwise known as conniving with or consenting to evasion. So it still falls under infidelity in the custody of prisoners. If you read Article 223, conniving with or consenting to evasion, merong dalawang penalties dyan. Now, bakit dalawang penalties? Kasi it depends on the nature of the fugitive, kung anong klaseng fugitive siya. So, tandaan ninyo yung mga important terms dito or important phrases. First is in his custody or charge. Kailangan, para maging liable ka under Article 223, you must have custody over that prisoner or ikaw yung in charge sa prisoner na yon. And next, itong sentence by final judgment na fugitive at yung fugitive na hindi pa naman siya convicted. So, there are two classes of fugitives, no? So, fugitive, number 1, who is sentenced by final judgment. Anong tawag sa kanya? Convict. Ito yung convict, meaning convicted na siya. And number 2, fugitive who is not yet finally convicted. Tumatakbo pa lang yung kaso niya, either sa trial court or inapila niya sa appellate court. Hindi pa final yung judgment finding him or her guilty beyond reasonable doubt. He is merely a detention prisoner dito. Now, if we go back, kapag yung fugitive na yon ay na-sentence na by final judgment or convict na siya, ito ang penalty ng public officer who is in charge or who has custody of that prisoner. Ang penalty niya is prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods. Kung ang fugitive naman na yon ay detention prisoner pa lang, not have been finally convicted pa, wala pang final conviction, then yung penalty ng public officer na yun ay prison correctional in its minimum period and temporary special disqualification. Now, if we go back to scenario number 2, kung babasahin ninyo, detained in the police station. So itong si Pedro, he is merely a detention prisoner. So yung penalty ng policeman na yon ay eto, since detention prisoner pa lang itong number 2 na penalty. So kung mapapansin ninyo, sa prisoner, ang criminal liability niya ay nakadepende kung isa siyang convict. Kung convict siya, doon lamang siya magkakaroon ng criminal liability for evasion of service of sentence. If hindi siya convict, merely a detention prisoner, wala po siyang criminal liability. Di ba nga kasi yung crime na nakomit niya is evasion of service of sentence. Paano niya ma-evade yung service ng sentence niya kung hindi pa naman siya convicted by final judgment? Pero dito sa public officer, it doesn't matter kung yung prisoner na tinulungan niyang tumakas ay convict or detention prisoner. Regardless of whether that fugitive is a convict or a detention prisoner, liable po ang public officer who has custody of that prisoner or who is in charge of that prisoner. Let's go to scenario number 4. Pedro was arrested and detained in the police station. Ano yan siya? Detention prisoner. The policeman in charge sent Pedro to the store to buy cigarettes para bumili siya ng sigarilyo. After Pedro went outside, he escaped and never returned. So hindi na po siya bumalik. Pedro used that opportunity to escape. Now question, did Pedro commit the crime of evasion of service of sentence? Diba? Titignan natin kung convict siya o merely a detention prisoner. So dito po sa scenario na to, is Pedro a convict or merely a detention prisoner? Detention prisoner pa lang po, diba? Detained in the police station. So did Pedro commit the crime of evasion? No. Diba? Wala pa naman siyang i-evade na sentence kasi hindi pa naman siya convicted. So no, because Pedro is not a convict. Next question. Did the policeman commit the crime of conniving with or consenting to evasion under Article 223? Liable ba yung policeman in charge for the crime of infidelity in the custody of prisoners through conniving with or consenting to evasion under Article 223? The answer is no, because there was no connivance. Nag-agree ba sila or nag-consent ba siya na tataka si Pedro? Di ba hindi? There's no agreement here. Walang connivance. Inutusan niya. In fact, the policeman expected Pedro to return with the cigarettes. Di ba? So there was no connivance and no agreement between the prisoner and the public officer. So this is Article 223, conniving with or consenting to evasion. Now let's go to scenario number 5. Arnold was detained in the city jail. While waiting for the vehicle to arrive and deliver Arnold to the courthouse, the policeman in charge fell asleep. Nakatulog po yung policeman na may custody kay Arnold. As a result, Arnold was able to escape dahil doon nakatakas siya. Question, what crime did the policeman commit? Answer, he committed the crime under Article 224, evasion through negligence. Now, if we read Article 224, evasion through negligence, kung babasahin nyo po, it shall take place through the negligence of the officer charged with the conveyance or custody of the escaping prisoner. So, ito pong public officer, siya pa rin po yung may custody or siya pa rin yung in charge doon sa prisoner na yon. So, kung mapapansin nyo rin po, ang penalty, isa na lang. 'Di ba? Regardless kung yung fugitive na yon ay convict or merely a detention prisoner, isa na lang po ang penalty. Unlike doon sa conniving dito. Unlike dito sa Article 223. May dalawang klase na penalty depending on whether the fugitive is a prisoner who already has a final conviction or a prisoner who is merely being detained while his case is pending. So dito po sa Article 224, isa na lang ang penalty. Only one penalty regardless of the kind of fugitive, unlike in Article 223. Now let's go to scenario number 6. Martha was caught in the act of stealing a cell phone in the shop by a policeman. So it's a case of in flagrante delicto. She was immediately arrested. The policeman had an emergency. So he left the custody of Martha to the owner of the adjoining store to address the emergency. Nagkaroon ng emergency ngayon yung policeman. Matapos niyang arestuhin si Martha, nagkaroon siya ng emergency, kailangan niyang i-address yung emergency. So, kailangan niyang umalis. So, ang ginawa niya, nilipat niya yung custody ng prisoner o itong si Martha doon sa owner ng kabilang tindahan. While in the custody of that owner, Martha was able to escape when she convinced the owner to let her go. So, nagkasundo yung owner na yun at saka si Martha na patakasin na lang siya. Question: what crime was committed by the owner of the adjoining store? Ano pong crime na nakomit ng owner na yon since pinatakas niya si Martha? Answer: he committed the crime under Article 225, which is escape of prisoner under the custody of a person not a public officer. So, hindi po siya public officer dito. Itong liable sa Article 225, hindi siya police officer in charge or having custody of that prisoner. Kasi kung police officer siya, in charge of that prisoner, ang liability niya will either be under Article 223 or Article 224. Pero kung hindi siya yung may custody sa prisoner, ang liability niya po is Article 225. Pero hindi lang po yun ang babantayan ninyo. Hindi porket wala siyang custody or hindi siya ang in charge, gagamitin na ninyo ang Article 225. May mga requirements po yan. Ito po ang requirements ng Article 225. Ito po ang kailangan ninyong tandaan, that the offender is a private person, that the conveyance or custody of a prisoner or person under arrest is confided to him. Tandaan nyo po, yung prisoner na yon must have been arrested. Okay? Inaresto yung prisoner na yon and then nilipat sa isang tao, sa private person yung custody. It was confided to another person. Ibig sabihin na aresto siya, okay? Ibang tao ang nag-aresto, and then yung nag-aresto na yon, he or she confided the custody of that prisoner to another person, and that other person is a private person. And that the offender consents to the escape of the prisoner or person under arrest, or that the escape takes place through his negligence. So yung pinagkatiwalaan na yon, hinayaan niyang makatakas yung prisoner either through his negligence or merong connivance or agreement. So para po mas maliwanagan kayo sa crime na to, let's provide an example. Scenario number 7. Angie was caught in the act of stealing a cell phone by a concerned citizen. So ito private citizen. The concerned citizen arrested her by virtue of a citizen's arrest. While on their way to the police station, Angie convinced the concerned citizen to let her go in exchange for the amount of 20,000 pesos. The private individual agreed and Angie escaped. So inaresto si Angie ng concerned citizen. Pero dahil merong connivance, pinatakas si Angie ng concerned citizen. Ang tanong, anong liability ng concerned citizen na yon? Magiging liable ba siya under Article 225, which is escape of a prisoner under the custody of a person not a public officer? Hindi siya public officer, di ba? Isa siyang concerned citizen, private individual. Pinatakas niya ngayon si Angie. Will he be liable under Article 225? The answer is no. Di ba? What crime was committed by the concerned citizen? None. Wala. Because the custody of the prisoner was not confided to him. Hindi po kinonfide sa kanya yung custody kasi siya naman yung nag-aresto eh. Hindi naman previously arrested si Angie at kinonfide sa kanya yung custody ni Angie. Naintindihan nyo po? So, kailangang merong previous arrest and yung custody ng prisoner na yon kinonfide sa tao na yon. Dito sa case na to, wala pong transfer na nangyari. Siya mismo yung nag-aresto. Scenario number 7. Angie was detained in the police station. So Angie called her brother Arnold, an off-duty police officer, to help him escape. At 1 a.m., when Andrew, the policeman in charge, fell asleep, Arnold picked the lock and helped Angie escape. So dito po, si Angie naka-detain sa police station. Tinawagan niya ngayon yung kapatid niya na si Arnold. Si Arnold naman po off-duty police officer. So meron siyang kapatid na police. Humingi siya ng tulong sa kapatid niya na police. Ang in charge naman sa custody ni Angie ay si Andrew, yung policeman in charge. 'Di ba? Yung nakatulog. At dahil nakatulog siya, yung kapatid na police, pinik niya yung lock at natulungan niya si Angie na makatakas. So these are the questions. What crime was committed by the following? Angie. So start tayo kay Angie. Anong nakomit na crime ni Angie? Diba tumakas siya? Isa siyang prisoner. Did Angie commit the crime of evasion of service of sentence? So again, titignan natin anong klaseng prisoner siya. Isa ba siyang convict or merely a detention prisoner? So dito, Angie is merely a detention prisoner. And since she is only a detention prisoner, Angie has no criminal liability. Next is Andrew. Ito pong si Andrew, yung policeman na nakatulog. Siya yung public officer who has custody of Angie. Nakatakas si Angie dahil nakatulog siya. Anong liability ni Andrew? Infidelity in the custody of prisoner through negligence. How about Arnold, yung police officer na kapatid ni Angie, na tumulong kay Angie makatakas? Meron ba siyang criminal liability? The answer is yes. Delivering prisoner from jail under Article 156. So, ibang article naman po. Hindi siya pwede sa Article 225 kasi hindi naman kinonfide yung custody sa kanya. What we will apply will be Article 156 or delivering prisoners from jail. So the penalty of arresto mayor in its maximum period to prison correctional in its minimum period shall be imposed upon any person. Tandaan nyo po, any person who shall remove from any jail or penal establishment any person confined therein or shall help the escape of such person. Tinulungan niya yung prisoner na makatakas, itong any person. It will not include, of course, the public officers who are in charge or who have custody over the prisoners. Kasi if that will be the case, they will fall under Article 223 or Article 224. Let us review the important points. Number 1, prisoner must be a convict to be liable for evasion of service of sentence. How can you be held liable for evasion of service of sentence if you were not yet convicted? Wala pang sentence. If you are merely a detention prisoner, you cannot be held criminally liable for evasion of service of sentence. Kaya kung tumakas ka and you are merely a detention prisoner, wala pang final conviction, wala ka pong criminal liability. Number 2, a detention prisoner who escapes will not incur criminal liability. And number 3, in infidelity in the custody of prisoner, the prisoner may be a convict or merely a detention prisoner. If we are going to look at the criminal liability of the police officer having custody or who is in charge of that prisoner, hindi na natin kailangang alamin kung anong klaseng prisoner yan. Kung convict ba o merely a detention prisoner. Automatic po, kapag tumulong ang police officer na yon na makatakas yung prisoner, regardless kung yung prisoner na yon ay detention prisoner lang or convict, liable po ang police officer na yon for infidelity in the custody of prisoner. Number 4, in escape of a prisoner under the custody of a person, not a public officer, he must not have been the one who arrested the prisoner. What is important is that the custody was confided to him. Yan na po ang Article 225. Kailangang may transfer of custody. Kasi doon sa previous example natin, walang transfer of custody yung citizen's arrest. Siya mismo yung nag-aresto sa suspect na yon. Number 5, in delivering prisoners from jail, it could be any person who is not in charge of the prisoner. Any person, private individual, or an off-duty police officer. What's important is, he must not have custody or he must not be in charge of that prisoner. Kasi pag siya yung may custody, ang liability niya po, ang mag-a-apply is Article 223 or Article 224. Last scenario, we have scenario number 8. Mohay accidentally hit a pedestrian after which he bumped his car against the electric pole. Nakabangga po siya ng pedestrian. After niya nabangga din siya sa electric pole. Nagkaroon siya ng sugat, na-hospital po siya. He was hospitalized. A policeman was assigned to his room to watch over him while recovering. When the policeman fell asleep, Mohay escaped. Nakatakas si Mohay nung nakatulog yung policeman. Question po, did the policeman commit the crime of infidelity in the custody of prisoner? Pag-isipan niyong mabuti itong tanong and basahin niyong mabuti yung problem. Did the policeman commit the crime of infidelity in the custody of prisoner? Anong number 1 yung natitignan? Meron bang prisoner dito sa scenario number 8? Meron bang naaresto? Wala. Wala pa pong naaresto dito. Binabantayan niya pa lang. Hinihintay niya pang mag-recover. So wala pang prisoner. No, because Mohay was not yet arrested. He is therefore not a detention prisoner yet. Since palagi naman po ako nagtatanong sa inyo, eto naman po, may assignment kayo. Please read this law because this law is also pertinent. Republic Act number 9372. Human Security Act of 2007. Kasi it also discusses infidelity in the custody of detained persons. And finally po, para mas lalo kayong maguluhan, no? If you read Article 19's accessories, ma-remember pa ninyo? Yung book 1 ninyo? Di ba nakalagay dito sa number 3, assisting in the escape of the principal of the crime. Attorney, so paano yan? Accessory pala siya? Bakit dito? Principal sila, di ba? Principal sa 223, 224, 225, 156. Something to think about. Thank you for your time po. Thank you for allotting your time in listening to my videos kasi time cannot be recovered. So thank you for giving your time to me. God bless you always. Play hard po. Study harder and pray hardest.